What's going on, guys? Market here, back again for another video, and today I'm going to tackle a topic that I have been meaning to tackle for a very long time, but haven't done so because I needed a while to sort of gather up my thoughts on it, and you know me, I don't fucking think, I don't know. And that topic is anime versus manga. Now, if you've seen my collection, you'll know that it's no secret that I'm much more of a manga guy than an anime guy. And there's actually quite a few reasons for that. I mean, on the surface level, you probably look at anime versus manga and you say, anime's probably the superior medium, you know, you've got colour, music, voice acting, fucking actual movement. But when you go deeper than that, there's so many advantages to manga that I do genuinely believe that overall, it is the superior medium. And I'm going to get into why I think that now. So one of the reasons I really enjoy collecting manga is how rewarding it is when you've completed an entire series. I mean, just to look at it on your shelf, you see all these volumes stacked up and you're like, yeah, look at that. I wasted like 600 quid on that. That's fucking beautiful. And you've just got all these volumes stacked up on your shelf, and you know, it takes up half your room, and you need to get an extension to buy more Chinese cartoons. But overall, it's a really rewarding experience, and it's amazing just the reactions you get to people when you invite them into your house and they go, holy shit! Look at all that weeaboo trash! And you're just there like, yeah, it's good. And you know, leading on from that, I think one of the most interesting things about collecting anime is I feel it's easier to distinguish a high-quality manga release than a high-quality anime release. Now, obviously there are, you know, two ends of the scale when it comes to anime releases. You've got your bare bones DVD, you open your case, you've got your discs in, it's soulless. And then you've got some of the really high-end stuff, like, for example, my Dragon Ball Z Dragon boxes, which, you know, have an art book, have got this fancy packaging, and it's just basically the best thing ever. Now, when it comes to manga, I mean, obviously you've got your low-end release, which, you know, is still pretty good, to be honest. You know, it's just regular graphic novel, paper quality isn't too awful. Black and white, but you know, that's how manga's made. And then you go to sort of more the high-end stuff. For example, Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin is one of the best quality manga releases I own, you know. It's got hardcover, glossy pages, colour pages, interviews in the back with people I've never heard of. And overall, it's just a really enjoying experience just to read, because you're like, oh look at that. But when you watch a high-quality anime release, you don't really get that, because you might have a little, you know, paper shitty leaflet with a couple of drawings on it that's passed as an art book. But overall, you just stick the disc in, you sit down, you watch it, and you're like... With manga, you feel like you've gotten what you've paid for while you're actually experiencing what you've paid for, if that makes any sense. Now, when it comes to actually, you know, consuming the media that you purchased, when you watch anime, if you bought anime, you generally need to sit home and watch it on your Blu-ray player or your DVD player, or watch it on some kind of electronic device. Manga, you don't gotta do that, you don't need no electricity, we're going caveman stuff. You know, you're sitting on the train, there's like a power cut or something, so everyone's laptop's gone out, everyone's freaking out, you're just like... So yes, manga does not need electricity, and as simple as it sounds, this is actually a really big advantage, because wherever you go, wherever you're travelling, whatever far off lands you are taking the bus to, you can just pull out a manga volume and read. You don't need battery on your phone, you don't need battery on your iPad. And overall, it's just really nice to know that, you know, if there was a nuclear apocalypse and just we didn't have any power, I could still be sitting here reading my Chinese cartoons, no problem. Now, when you've got a manga series and anime series airing concurrently, you can obviously spot the differences, and there are quite a few advantages to reading the manga version most of the time. For example, let's take a very popular one that's going on right now, One Piece. One Piece, the anime right now, is poorly animated, there's filler, and it's much further behind where the manga is. Whereas if you read the manga, you get high quality drawings, the story moves as quick as One Piece goes, which isn't very fast to be honest, and it's further along. Now, there are people out there who watch the One Piece anime and are only caught up to the anime, and they won't read the manga because they don't like reading, because I don't know, they're illiterate or some shit. And overall, I think it's a real shame that people do that, because overall I believe the manga of One Piece is a much more superior product to the anime. And it's not just One Piece, there are so many manga out there that have pretty bad anime adaptations. Most notoriously is Dragon Ball. Now, you guys know I'm a massive Dragon Ball fan. It's my absolute favourite series. Whenever I'm getting someone new into it, I tell them to read the manga. There are a lot of people out there who watch Dragon Ball after, you know, watching stuff that is more critically acclaimed, and they'll say, how is Dragon Ball considered this good? And it's because most of the time, they watch the fucking anime. Dragon Ball, the manga, is so good. Dragon Ball Z, the anime, is not so good. And it's a shame that more people aren't into manga, because maybe if they were and they read the Dragon Ball manga, they'd understand why everyone loves it so much. Anyway, mini Dragon Ball run over, you know I've got to get that shit in every video somehow. From a collector's standpoint, I actually believe that manga gives you more bang for your buck. For example, these days, you know, a standard release from someone like Manga UK of a Blu-ray that is, I don't know, a 24 episode series will cost you about 30 quid. Now, that's not a terrible price, but manga is generally better priced in my opinion. So for example, let's take this Manga Daioh Omnibus. This is 4 volumes in one, so that covers the entire anime series that will probably set you back like 30 quid or something. And it costs like, I don't know, 15 quid off Amazon? So you're able to experience the entire story and experience of Manga Daioh for like half the price. Now, okay, I know that is simplifying it a bit. Obviously, you're not getting, you know, the stuff you get with an anime, like animation. But overall, I'd say manga is a good place for collectors on a budget to look, because overall, I'd say it's cheaper to collect than anime, just about. Another thing I want to talk about is there are a lot of manga out there that just don't have anime adaptations full stop. An example of this is Naoki Urasawa's 20th Century Boys. There are a lot of people out there who really loved Monster, which is also written by Naoki Urasawa, and that has an anime adaptation. Not as many of them know about 20th Century Boys because there's no anime for it. And I mean, there's no reason why they can't just read the manga. A lot of the time it has to do with censorship on Japanese TV. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in some manga that just cannot be effectively adapted without, you know, censoring a bunch of stuff. Like, you ever wonder why only one arc of Berserk has ever been adapted into animation? Now, the last thing I want to talk about is creative freedom. Yeah, we suddenly got into the deep shit real quick, didn't we? Now, in Japan, anime has a lot more regulations on it than manga, because anime obviously is most of the time aired on TV, so, you know, kids could be watching it, you don't want your kids seeing tits. Well, I don't know, the kids watch Fairy Tail in Japan, so I mean, I guess they don't really give a shit. But there is some objectionable content that, you know, Japanese TV broadcasters won't allow to air. Now, with manga, there are much fewer restrictions. Many of you may have read manga adaptations of some of your favourite series and thought, whoa, that was violent, I didn't remember that being there in the anime. And that's because most of the time they have to censor it down because the anime is often aimed at a younger audience. But that's mostly sort of shonen type things. What I want to talk about is more alternative stuff. For example, this is a volume called Axe Alternative Manga, and it's filled with one-shots and, you know, short stories taken from this alternative manga magazine anthology thing in Japan called Axe Magazine. And basically, in Axe Magazine there are no editors, and no one to tell you what to do, and basically people just put what they want in there, and you get the most fucked up stuff in the world. But overall, I think this is really good, because it allows creators to make what they really, really want to make. So basically, creators can connect more directly to their audiences with manga than they can through anime. That's not to say that there aren't films, anime films out there, and OVAs and stuff like that that, you know, are very artistic and very good. I just feel like creators have more of a chance, and it's easier for them to do it through manga. Anyway, that basically sums up what I have to say on the whole manga versus anime debate. Obviously, I do prefer manga overall, but I don't dislike anime. I love anime. You know, I buy lots of anime. You know, I like those Chinese cartoons. But I just believe overall that if more people look to manga, it would solve a lot of problems that people have with various series. They'd be able to find more things they're interested in, and overall, it's quite untapped for our Western market. More people need to read manga, is what I'm saying. So, if you enjoyed this video, go read the Dragon Ball manga right now. Just go, it'll just change your entire life. Okay, thank you. Anyway, I've been NestModKip. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.